If there's one thing that's drawn me to Japanese media throughout my entire life, it's gotta be the unmatched creativity and absurdity. Whether I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! On Saturday mornings, playing fighting games with friends, or just obsessing over the genius of Gantz, I've always been infatuated with these over-the-top characters, crazy plots, and sheer amount of creative ideas.
If there is intelligent life out there, then let's teach them how to duel.
Now, this isn't to say that Japanese media as a whole is some sort of ridiculous circus, far from it, but when I think of some of the most fun and bizarre things I've ever consumed, most of them just happen to be Japanese. And when it comes to the out there and bizarre, there's no movie I've been drawn to as much as House. The beginning of the movie sets the tone. You're introduced to this cast of high school girls looking forward to summer break, all with extremely tropey personalities and names to match. This bubbly, carefree atmosphere paired with a dainty piano track in the background almost mockingly forces the viewer to lower their guard. Everything about this first act is just so upbeat and happy-go-lucky, and the degree to which the characters are satirically exaggerated borders on hilarity. But as you might expect, the film takes a dramatic tonal shift once the girls finally reach their summer destination, the house itself. Once the characters get settled in, they start to realize that there's a little bit more to this house than wood and brick. As the night goes on, you see that this house isn't the set for a relaxing vacation, but rather the source of a never-ending nightmare. Albeit a crazy, fun, and absolutely hilarious nightmare. There's this part with the carnivorous piano, the part where a floating head takes a bite out of this girl's ass, or the part where these sentient flaming logs get taken down by some karate. I mean, this is just peak cinema, it does not get any better than this. What really makes House stand out from other horror movies is the humor and creative use of effects. On one hand, you have this absolute assault of brash editing choices that one might compare to a middle schooler's PowerPoint presentation or a YouTube boot from 2014. On the other hand, there are these absolutely genius, more subtle uses of effects and cinematography that just seem to defy all logic. Take a look at this scene where this girl falls into a pool of blood and fucking disintegrates. You want to know how they did that? Well, what they actually did was tie this poor girl to a rope in the air, cover her with blue paint, and use the chroma key process to remove the blue areas frame by frame, making it look like her skin is melting away. The film also implements these absolutely beautiful, hand-painted backdrops that serve as brilliant scenery for a lot of shots in the movie, as well as a bunch of other mind-boggling effects that I don't even know how they got to work on screen. To say that this movie was innovative in its use of effects and visuals would be to completely undersell its genius. Did I mention that this movie is fucking hilarious? Again, amplified by the amazing visual effects, there are just so many moments of complete absurdity packed into the 88-minute runtime that just had me laughing my ass off. Some of my favorites include this cat simultaneously playing and meowing the theme of the movie, as well as a skeleton getting loose with it in the corner. Instead of really trying to scare the viewer, House asks, what's the stupidest thing we can think of, and how can we make it kill people? This movie never makes the mistake of taking itself too seriously, so even when there's some mortifying scenario occurring on screen, you just can't help but smile. A lot of the ideas for this movie actually came from the mind of Obayashi's teen daughter, who was in her early teens by the time this movie was released. Knowing that imagery like this was floating around in the little girl's head is very interesting and kind of unsettling to think about. And on top of that, the entire production of the movie was really founded on experimentation by everyone involved. The director, cast, and crew have all gone on to describe just how much fun it was to work on this movie every single day, trying new things, being creative, and just seeing what weird visions they could bring to life. And that's why House is such an inspiring and magical movie for me. It's a truly authentic experience that gives you a real look at what you can make by being creative and taking risks. As a content creator, it's really easy to get comfortable doing the same kinds of videos over and over again, a manga haul, a reading log, another manga haul, rinse and repeat. A movie like House makes me think, you know, maybe I should go back to writing and doing skits. I just had so much fun doing those. Maybe I should experiment with some new editing in Sony Vegas to elevate my video quality. Nobody who worked on House thought it was going to succeed in the box office, but guess what? Japanese kids absolutely loved the movie for its creativity, and it ended up being one of the most influential horror movies of its time. Do I think that this video talking about a 70s Japanese horror movie about girls getting eaten by pianos is going to perform particularly well on my manga channel? Absolutely not. But that's just not really what it's about. I absolutely love this movie, I love talking about it, I love experimenting with new formats and editing techniques. And as long as just one person enjoys this video that I enjoyed creating, then what more can I really ask for?